Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today's tutorial we're going to do the scrubbing in the round crochet dishcloth. Just requires one ball of lily sugar and cream, and this is called Scrub Off, and you'll need a 5mm size H crochet hook. So let's take a closer look at this pattern now. So let's take a closer look at this pattern on page number 2. It's my favorite. This is a crochet diagram. If you're not familiar with this, these are really quite easy to follow, and the fabulous thing about it is that you don't need to know English in order to do it. Yes, I speak English on my good days. Other days I don't know what language I'm speaking, but this here allows you to be able to participate in being able to complete a project. So regardless of how the diagram is in different languages, if you just follow the symbols and know what the symbols are, you can be successful. Today there are 8 rounds in order to complete this dishcloth. So the biggest question we get are the diagrams left or right handed. They're neither. It's all how you follow your eyes. So if you're going to follow them from left to right or right to left, it doesn't matter because you're going to get the same effect. However, the pattern is written in a certain direction, and how do we determine that? You want to determine that by the slip stitch. So the slip stitch is always the last thing to be done in a round. So when you go to chain up, just like you see, that's always the beginning of a round, and you can see that the slip stitch here is on the left hand side. That means that I have to follow my eyes going from right and then just come right back around. So how would you have known to read it in the other way? You would chain 2 and the slip stitch would be on this side. So how you follow it around basically is just look for the slip stitch and you will be able to determine if you're reading it from left to right. But there are no such things as right or left handed diagrams. I know people email me all the time saying there is. I don't think so. So let's quickly review the symbols that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using the plus sign here. This is single crochet. The T is a half double crochet. This thing with the loop on the bottom of it, just like a hook, that is a front post double crochet, and then we're gonna have the popcorn, which is in round number 8. So a good diagram always has the instructions that are going to be involved. So for example, you don't see a double crochet here because there is no double crochet used. So these abbreviation keys match exactly the stitch work that's going to be involved, so it doesn't try to confuse you with adding too much detail. So are you ready to go? Let's grab your 5mm size H crochet hook and your lily sugar and cream scrub off. You can use regular lily sugar and cream, Bernat Handicrafter scrub off, or even just Bernat Handicrafter cotton. Remember, for the kitchen, cotton 100% is your best option because it's designed for that. So without further ado, let's get started right now. So I'm going to use lily sugar and cream, the regular version of it, so that you can see all the stitch work. It's very possible to do it with the scrub off, but for camera work you need to see the regular stitches. So we're just gonna start off and we're going to create a slip knot, and we're gonna chain a total of 3. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. So let's go around our first time, and you'll notice in this pattern chain 2 does not count as a half double crochet, and that's important to know. So in the third chain from the hook, I want you to apply 10 half double crochets, and we're going to count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and noticing that I'm putting the straggler so it gets stuck underneath. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you have your 10, I want you to slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet, not the chain 2, because remember it does not count. So just slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet and yarning over, pulling through and through, and there's your center. Now if you buried in your yarn tail as you went, this is a great time to cut it out, and you can just not have to worry about that forever and ever. So let's move along now to round number 2. So let's go into round number 2. We're going to chain 2. Remember, does not count as a half double crochet. And starting in the first one that you did the join, I want you to apply 2 half double crochets into each of the stitches all the way around. So we just say 1, 2, and then go to the next one. So how many groups of 2 will there be? If you said the answer is 10, you better go run to the kitchen and get a cookie because it's the right answer. So there will be 10 groups of 2, and there will be a total of 20 stitches by the time you get all the way around. Let me just leave that with you, and I'll be back in just a moment. So at the end of round number 2 we're just gonna do 10 groups of 2, so you should be able to count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now with the scrub off it'll take a little bit more eye concentration to check those, so I try to count those as I go. Now I tell you, right? So I want you to slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet, and I'm gonna take you back to the diagram and we're gonna review because now we're gonna do some texture work. So round number 3 we're going to start the spoking effect with the front post double crochets that we're going to do. And so what you're going to notice here is that we're going to start off with the very first one, chain 2, does not count as a stitch, and you're gonna do a front post double crochet right into the first half double crochet, and then the next half double crochet you're gonna apply 2 half double crochets, and then a front post double crochet in the next, and the next one has 2 half double crochets, and you keep doing that, and now we're starting to get the spoking effect that will carry itself all the way through round number 7. So let's begin round number 3 now. So let's begin. Chain 2 does not count as a stitch, but in the same stitch right underneath it, okay, this is the chain 2, so you're gonna ignore that and go to the first half double crochet and you're gonna do a front post double crochet. So wrap the hook first in through the side and out to the other side of that post of that stitch, right? And you're gonna yarn over, pull through, and then pull through 2 and 2. So it's a double crochet, but it's a front post. And now the next stitch that's available to you, you're gonna apply 2 half double crochets to allow this project to grow equally so it stays flat. Once you get that done, the next stitch that's going to be available to you is that it'll be a front post double crochet. So see how this front post double crochet is there? That stitch is what we just did, so you're gonna jump here. So when you really look at it, see how these groups of 2 are? The first one of the grouping of 2 will always be in front post double crochet in this round. So if you can look for things like that, it prevents you from excessively counting. And then once you get that one done, the next one available to you is 2 half double crochets. So please do that all the way around for round number 3 as you continue this dishcloth here on camera. So I'm coming all the way back around. I'm doing my last front post and double crochet, and then the last stitch will be 2 half double crochets in it. How do I know that was the last stitch? Because the very first stitch, if we remember, is the front post double crochet, so we know that there's 2 half double crochets that separate them. At this point you should be able to count 10 of these front post double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you can count 10 spokes there, then you're laughing and you're good to go. I want you to slip stitch to the top of the first front post double crochet and pull through, and let's move on to round number 4. So round number 4 we're gonna chain up 2 and do a front post double crochet around the other front post double crochet. So we're gonna keep the spoke going up and it's gonna expand. What we are going to do then is 1 half double crochet in the next and then 2 in the next. See this expansion of this half double crochet? There's 2. It's always in the same position before the next front post double crochet, and if you can remember that, you can almost put this pattern aside until you get to round number 8 where we're gonna do the popcorns together. So without further ado, let's go to round number 4. So let's begin round number 4. We're going to chain 2. Remember, does not count as a half double crochet. So we're going to look for this other one that's a front post double crochet. I know you probably cannot see it on camera. It's there and it will get more and more obvious. So the first time around not so obvious, but it will pick up. You watch. So you're gonna wrap the hook and you're going to do a front post double crochet around the one that is already there, and you will notice that it will lift off just like the other one did. So the next one is 1 half double crochet by itself, and then the next one is 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2, and then you're going to start your repeat pattern again. So this is another front post double, so that's our next one. So continue that to be a front post double, and then continue the expansion. So the next one is 1 by itself, half double crochet, and the next one has 2. I want you to do that all the way around for round number 4. Just continue to grow it in the same manner. So we're just finishing up the last front post double crochet, and the last 2 stitches are what you already know. So there's gonna be 1, and then the next one has 2 in it, and then you're just going to join it to the top of the front post double crochet. And so let's go on to round number 5. I'm not gonna show you the diagram because it's pretty much self-explanatory. So you're just gonna chain up 2, does not count as a front post double crochet, does not count as a half double crochet, I mean, and then you're gonna front post double crochet in the first one, and so there's gonna be 1 half double crochet in the next 2. So we have 1 and 2, and then the next one is an expansion, so there's gonna be 2 into that one before we get to the next front post double crochet. So in round number 5 this is, so the next one is a front post double crochet, and the first 2 are 1 half double crochets by themselves, and then the next one is the expansion, so it has 2 into that one. Please do that all the way around for round number 5. So let's come to the final of round number 5. You're just gonna finish off the final 3 stitches. So the first 2 are 1 half double crochet by itself, and the last one is 2 half double crochets, and you're going to join it to the front post double crochet that you started with. So voila, that's done. So what I want to do now is that I want to move on to round number 6. So in round number 6 we're just going to expand a little bit further, and we're going to chain 2, does not count as a half double crochet, and do a front post double crochet around the one that already exists. And now for round number 6 the first 3 are gonna be by themselves. So we just keep expanding. So 1 and then 2 and 3, and then the next one is an expansion, so it's gonna be 2 into the same one. So behind the scenes the way that I do that for myself is that I say 1 2 3 and then 4 4. That's just how I do it in my head. If that makes sense for you, great. If it doesn't, just ignore what I just said. So we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next one because that's already there, and now the next 3 in a row will each be half double crochet. So let me show you how I do it in my head. So I say 1 and 2 and 3, there's the 3 by itself, and now the next one is the 4th one, and I just go into it twice. So I say 4 and 4. I don't know, that's how I do it in my head. So just continue to do that now for round number 6, and meet me back here. We only have 2 more rounds to do, and then your dishcloth is done for today. So I'm just finishing up the final front post double crochet. Let's just finalize number 6. So there's 3 half double crochets in a row, and then the last stitch here is going to be 2 into the same one. So 1 and 2. So let's just join that to the beginning front post double crochet, and let's move on to round number 7. So we're gonna expand once again. So chain 2 does not count as anything. Front post double crochet, and in round number 7 the first 4 are all gonna be 1 half double crochet. So let's count those out together. So 1 2 3 and 4, and then the next one has 2 in it, so we put 2 into that one, and then that's it for that expansion for that spoke area. And now we're gonna start again. So a front post double crochet, and let's just review one more time. So the first 4 are by themselves. So we have 1 2 3 and 4, and then there's gonna be 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2. Please do that all the way around for number 7, and then next round is the final round of this whole dishcloth for today. So just finishing up round number 7, just going to join it to the first front post double crochet. You'll notice it should stay nice and flat for you, so there shouldn't be any kind of weird twists or turns to it. Let's finish up your final round together, and we're gonna be introducing popcorns in this one here. So we're gonna chain up 1, and in the first stitch right below you're gonna do 1 single crochet, and now the next stitch is that you're going to apply a popcorn. So how do you do the popcorn? It is consisting of a total of 5 double crochets. So what you're going to do is that you're gonna double crochet 5 times into the next stitch. So let's count these out. So 1 and 2 3 4 and 5. So you got lots of stitches in one. So release it from the hook and go to the first one of the grouping of 5 and insert from the front going to the back, and grab the loop and pull it through. And I just gotta flip the instructions real quick here just to make sure that I understand how to finish it, and it says to chain 1 to secure. So just pull through and chain 1 and you're secured. So the next stitch that's available to you, you're going to single crochet. So this is gonna provide a little bit of a bump on the outside of your dishcloth. So the next one is gonna be another popcorn, so there'll be 5 double crochets, and you're gonna continue to do that all the way around. So there will be a popcorn in one stitch and a single crochet in the next. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that for you. So remember, once you get your 5 in there, come to the first one of the grouping of 5, go from front to back, grab the loop, pull it through, chain 1 to lock it, and then just kind of shift it out of the way if you need to, and single crochet in the next. So please now do that all the way around for round number 8, and I'll see you at the end of this round, and we'll fasten off together and just weave in our end and make sure everything's good to go, and that'll be it for today. So I'm coming all the way back around, and I have my last popcorn in, and once I just chain 1 to lock it, I'm just going to join it to the first single crochet. So just through and through. It's called a slip stitch. And now we want to take care of our loose ends. If you're using this for the kitchen, these loose ends are always gonna fall out on you unless you take care of it right now, here and in the now. So just pulling it through and just turn it over and get the back side of your dishcloth. Now grabbing a tapestry needle, I've got the worst needle here on camera today. I can't seem to find my other one, but I'm gonna go to Michael's soon anyway. So I'm going to just glide the yarn, the needle, the tapestry needle through this yarn. Now, and I'm just going to glide it for about an inch across, and then just pull through, and then turn around and go back in the other direction through a slightly different path so it doesn't want to just pull out. And that's number 2, and then finally go in the 3rd direction. So the secret to getting rid of your loose ends is going 1, 2, and 3, and therefore your project can never stretch in 3 different directions at the same time. Therefore this will never fall out. And now it's buried in, and now you're good to go. So you can almost see in the light here, it's hard to tell if you can see it here, but you do have the spoking effect, and you do have the popcorns to add extra abrasion to it. So you can use this to scrub and etc. And now this is good for my kitchen. So until next time, it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. This is the scrubbing in the round dishcloth, and I hope that you're successful today. Until next time, see ya.